Well, hello Alex.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming here today. So, first of all, congratulations on the postgraduate offer from Newcastle University.
Thank you.
So, I just wondering that why do you still want to choose Newcastle University for further education?
You mean after what?
The frightening robbery?
Well, I would say there's two reasons. One, I'm from Newcastle, so I feel like I kind of know the city, and like even though I've had danger here, I feel like it's better to still be in a city that you know and you can avoid the most dangerous areas rather than going to a different city where I don't know it. And then the second factor would be like it's been 2 years, so I've had time to not forget about what happened, but put it to the back of my memory and just focus on like material things like the tuition fee and stuff like that. So they're the two reasons.
Well, as for me, I think Newcastle is a safe place to live in, but there are still some violence happened in recent years.
Yeah.
So have your opinions changed after what happened?
They have and they haven't. Because Newcastle's my home city, I think like at your hometown you just think it's safe and like you don't consider the dangers. You look to other cities and think, oh, they're dangerous, but my city's fine. So I think what happened is it showed me that danger is a possible outcome in Newcastle. So it changed my behaviour in some ways, but in a way it also made me think, well like what happened to me happened at 3 PM on a Sunday. So I think if danger can come on campus at 3 PM on a Sunday, then why am I worrying about like going out at night or going to nightclubs or whatever? You might as well just do those things. So it's changed, but not necessarily just in a negative way.
Well, like some people like me may felt very scared after robbery. Maybe I think I even won't say anything about it after what happened, especially when the guy told me that he had a weapon.
Yeah.
So why was it important for you to speak out to the media?
Well, I didn't consider it at first, but one of my course mates saw my post on Facebook, and he's like an aspiring journalist, so he wrote an article for the Tab, and then that got picked up by the Chronicle, the Newcastle newspaper, and then after that it became even more widespread and it went in like the Mirror, which is, you probably know it, and then the BBC picked it up and I was on Crime Watch, which is like the British version of Most Wanted.
So I'm glad that you didn't get hurt on that robbery, but have you suffered some like psychological pain?
Yeah, in the first few weeks it was very obvious psychological pain, you know, it was very difficult to go out and to go to the place where it happened. But then after that, I would say it became more subtle, so even now I'll stop every few meters and check behind me to just, when it happened the person followed me all the way from Chinatown to Newcastle campus, so quite a distance, so I keep checking behind my shoulder all the time and I won't use my phone in public that much.
So can you still remember the first thing you did on that day after you went back home safely?
I called my parents obviously, and luckily I didn't have my phone with me because it was stolen obviously. So, but luckily on the way back I saw someone who I'd only met a week earlier, which was a good coincidence, and I called the police and just waited at home until the police came.
I have seen you often share some links or articles on Facebook to help those special needs people or students. So do you think the vulnerable groups are more easy to be targeted by a robber?
Yeah. When they investigated what happened, they checked CCTV cameras all the way from Chinatown to Newcastle campus, and he had followed me the whole time. And the way I walked was obviously very different, and I was much slower and I was tired at that time. So along with some of the stuff he said when he was interviewed by the police, I could tell that the fact that I was vulnerable was a motivating factor. So yeah, I do think.
And I have also do some research that the robber has been sentenced for 3.5 years, right?
Yeah.
So do you think it is a fair justice?
Yeah, I mean it doesn't sound like that much, but compared to what sentences robberies usually get in the UK, it's actually quite high. So I think it was. Yeah, he also robbed a Vietnamese woman who wasn't disabled or anything, and he got 6 months for that. So I think 3.5 years is a good sentence. And also, he's not British, so I got a letter a few months ago saying that he might be deported. So if you put them two together, I think it's suitable punishment.
And I hope you enjoy your summer holiday and forthcoming new semester on September.
Thank you.